Government officials, those in Congress, are playing a game with the unemployed. They are hoping by delaying any extensions those who are in need of money will grab any job there is to survive. The fact of the matter is the employers also know this, and are offering jobs that pay far below the standards of living. Worse than that, they know this, so they are taking advantage of those who need a job. In an earlier video I mentioned that these employers are posting their jobs they were offering a few days to a few weeks ago. One of the questions that I was asking is why. It is clear that you cannot survive on these low wages, and some of these employers have the nerve to extend the hours to 12 hours a day with rotation. It's no wonder these people are either not willing to accept this kind of crap, or the employers give them a few weeks only to let them go and post the job once again. This way the Congress will play games, as they know of the mass of people that they have deliberately forgotten in order to push them in these lower paying jobs, while they will claim the numbers of unemployment have gone down. So they will have their taxes, and their $170,000 salaries while you work for peanuts. Does this make sense to you? I know it just widens the gap between the rich and the poor. This seems to be what they want. Anyone like myself who is searching for work knows that you cannot survive on $10 an hour and expect to live with the ever-increasing cost of gas, food and the other bills, never mind the fact that your rent is over $1,000 a month. Nothing will please me more to get a job, but not just any job, but one that I know will pay my bills. And not just to make them in Congress play with the unemployment numbers, while they still live like kings, and you or I will work with a job that doesn't keep you afloat. This simply doesn't make any sense. In the next few days they will put on their show once again on TV, proclaiming how they are so concerned about the unemployed, and argue back and forth on the matter. Then one or two of them will complain and whine about the money and how costly it is, hoping that none of the people will remember the trillions of dollars that went to banks in Europe. It is far too easier to bail out the banks, because they will get money back in return, whereas the unemployed spend their checks on food, and pay their bills. This doesn't line their return of interest. Who knows, maybe they'll even have some stupid rigged up reports that will show that everything in place so far is working, and then they'll feel what's the sense of adding more weeks of benefits, making us suffer some more. It would however be great if they just helped out the people in this country just like they help out the people in other countries. And let's not forget Wall Street and those banks. Oh, and speaking of who's going to pay for it, well, why don't they go and get it from the banks that they bailed out? No? Then why not cut your salaries, as the employers are not willing to pay what they were just a few months ago? So why should the American people live below the poverty line? See, if the employers are going to get those incentives, why not just give that money as well to the unemployed? You see, the employers will add it to the bottom line while working the people like dogs. Remember those famous words that got you in Congress very upset, and no, it seems fitting in this situation. Remember, a hungry dog will work harder. So do the right thing, Congress. Give the unemployed help while they search for work that will give them the means to live while searching for a decent job to survive on. That is not set up working in the interest of the employer, but for the worker. And for heaven's sake, keep those who need help to keep getting it until they found a job and not at 30 days at a time. Add more weeks to Tier 4 or add a Tier 5. Show the people you have a heart and not worried about the money, for once. Let's not argue over the money. For once think of these people like they were your own sons and daughters. Adding more money to the already 15 trillion is only going to save the millions who need to live. The fact of the matter is, you and I know that the way things are going, one day soon the American dollar will be worth nothing and you'll be converting over to another global government. So do the right thing.